In today's update, I'm going to show you how I predicted this bottom over here in the Discord community in my past live stream. Welcome back everyone to the channel. It's Louis Crypto here. Thank you so much for helping me achieve 9k onwards and upwards to 10k. Now, I'm going to show you quickly with the Fibonacci's how I was able to call this movement up. So last week we had a move down all the way from 104 down to 91k, and big scare. But actually, altcoins didn't really follow immediately. Now on this move down, the altcoins followed, but on this initial move down, not so much. Here on this move down from Bitcoin this past week, there was a big liquidation event. Over 1 billion liquidated in leverage long positions, but the structure was not changing whatsoever. Let me just quickly adjust this green box. Essentially what happened earlier on the 13th of November, Bitcoin had a dump over here and eventually broke through the golden pocket, meaning that all of these targets become valid. You need to stay above the golden pocket for that to be true. And there was a go at coming down over here. It maintained and we continued into the final target. So all targets were met, and after that we just see a dump naturally anyways. Now there are no targets further beyond this point, but if we want to see Bitcoin continuing higher, this is our last low, so we need to maintain that. And on that dump last week, we did so. Now, coming into this week, we saw another dump, and I was able to predict this bottom in my live stream on Tuesday in the Discord. Links are down below if you are interested. It's only $25 a month, and I do it a couple times a week as well. So Bitcoin bounced from essentially this previous support that it found end of November, beginning of December, and then again on the down on the 10th of December over here. So basically just the previous support being respected. If we were looking at uptrending trend lines, and you'd see that we lost this uptrend. So I just prefer to use horizontal levels. So the fib levels are for me the most important ones, and I know that Bitcoin will actually put in a new high above 104k as long as we maintain above 91k. And then of course, if we actually see where this candle closed, although we tested this low, we also tested this level but closed on the 55. So actually with the closes forming a higher low, but of course with the wicks forming a lower low over here, lower than this, still higher than this one, so still maintaining the higher lows. And that's why when we came down one more time, we were just confirming what has already been confirmed on last week's dump, this previous support and this one, and of course came down into it one more time. It's also the 1272, so this is what I look at as my first target area once we break through the golden pocket. So if we want to continue highs anyway, I want to maintain the lowest one of this area. And of course, it's never a specific line. So I look at the true candles where they've bottomed out at. It was underneath 95.3. So I adjust my box so that we can see that this is the all-important support. I want that to hold, but the aerial support does extend a little bit lower. It will, in the end, it was maintained. Price reclaimed the moving averages, and now going back and continuing this uptrend. So looking for Bitcoin to continue past this next level of resistance. So where is Bitcoin heading to next? Well, I think it's going to 110k next. Over here we can see a set of Fibonacci targets around that area. So once 104 is broken, then this becomes the target for Bitcoin. Now there is a current resistance here. So what I want to see is Bitcoin actually staying above 101k. But guys, all that truly matters is this area and this area maintaining as support in order to see high highs. And that will eventually happen. But if you're trying to stare at this at the short term, then in the short term to go higher, I want 101k to hold, to go higher. If we start coming down under 101k, it's fine as long as we don't lose 95 or 90, right? So at some point it would reverse before losing. But we can just go up from here. If you see it come down lower, remember the levels that it needs to hold. As long as it maintains this low and this low, price will eventually continue higher to the next set of targets. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure on your way out to support the channel, like, subscribe, comment to bump the algorithm super close to 10k to help me achieve that. Posting daily content on Twitter or X. Links are down below, as well as for my website, whether you want the ebook to do that in your own time. The one-to-one mentorship a little bit more private than the group chat, But in the group chat, you will also find that I do weekly group live streams twice a week in there to mentorship you guys and also cover the charts live and feed you my thoughts essentially. Cheers.